I love you truly times. What I did was lift the chairs off my heart, the diggledy-daggledy off my harp, the hope that hearing well heals, just listening. No bag on chin or nose or eyes or thumb, all bags lifted in the world that's not dumb. And a harp I play, strumming the harp in my piano, waltzing through Christian heaven and out again. A hopscotch waltz, a toboggan screaming trot, I mean race. I'm not mean, I mean trace your heart to the harp, the hope, the wished for wealthy thing, the note played tender. I touch your hand with the hand. There's not one chord on the stand. We play acoustic when play we must, to make the bucks off Stardust. Lyrics lift my hoping soul to sappy ballad heaven. I go back to 40s, early 50s, when a teenage face was favored in all the hopes of American land. We did not kiss, but who would understand? I'm your tree in the meadow, ready to be shaken free by rock and roll. But I preferred, considering what came after, the steady, drunken, under the piano disaster of those I love you truly times. Times that chime with a nickel and a dime, when we were so modern to wear a thin brown velvet tie and Mr. B shirt with collars that flared out, a single button sky blue suit, padded shoulders, tapered trouser legs, cool zoot suit jazz opened all kinds of eyes around the country in deep dark holes of the night, staying up to listen what's in Chicago, Blue Note, Birdland. That new band brought us out of the ballads, the drippy foxtrots that were nevertheless hopeful and in a major key, free of contemporary death threats now. Nothing's better, and yet that's a lie. It was better not to die so easily, and why? Jazz preceded and outlasts rock and roll, some say, with our hearts in upbeat land, downbeat positive staccato with a radical thrown in. I take my vitamin C and cod liver oil and milk as 60 turns me around, to think when violence wasn't in the air, or even much of a word except for rumbles in New York and a few gangs in L.A. purse snatching. Catch anything you can now. They say character doesn't count. They say, integrity is old hat, old potatoes. Everything is rotten. And with that, I leave you in any mess I can, being such a bad, bad guy. I leave you to clean up after yourself, as I am always willing to do, to keep up the day in a way that stays clear as day, with nothing to haze it up, nothing in the way between me and the day, no artificial connections, an acoustic high that is not high but is what it is and was, unencumbered and eternal, unless you drop from it, connected on to hearing, seeing the whole day truly beloved, rub my eyelids, wake up in the middle of the night to peruse, where have I been, slight and right all along, perhaps a wee song. Love is not an emotion, but a condition, they say. They tell me, I love you hits the psychologist out of the blue between the eyes will do. Conditionally, perpetuating good corners for hard-nosed, hard-liners, hard-headers, dopers who can't think beyond the day, who have no hopes, just go away. I'm here to shake your hands out of it in a circle day after working day. Love becomes an emotion with the newest notion. We see eye to eye when there's only you and I, and no abuse, nothing abused, just the scary present, which is the future today. What I did was lift the chairs off my heart, set them down for you to play the earthly harp as if we could. Someone there in the crowd can, and that's the jazz that heals the hearing again. I'm a health hazard in a poisonous land, and so are you healthy too. Drugs are the padlock on the exit door, someone in the crowd said. We don't know where the center of the universe is, someone who knew it said. Oxygen was formed by massive stars exploding, casting the element into the Milky Way. Someone knew to say it, ode to a gone cat, the Chinese philosopher Unconscious. Unconscious say, do as thou do, upside down or right side up, whether grown or a pup. Homicide increased 3 times when there is a gun in the house, and suicide 5 times when there is a gun. A gun is to shoot you, me, down with, willing to tear down, but does nothing to build up. Back into the dream. Carbohydrates from the nectar and protein from the pollen. I be, you be, as I watch you, wasp, drying out from a life into life of old song in major key hope. It's better to limp in the right direction than run in the wrong direction. What you will suppress, you will oppress. What we don't reveal can't heal. For the perfectly healthy, the healthy is perfect. But I am always lacking except what I can't control. That is my strength, what I can't control. Knowing my wits are about me and not thrown off someplace, not a plyness or a muss, but a definite yes. I see through you clearly until you drop the haze, the pretend knowing it all, and see through me clearly. You give even more than you receive. That's what love is about, Jean Moreau says, who has a house of all her lovers in her mind. We are as clear as the day gone wild. I love you truly times. They are tough, but not tough enough to turn me to crime. That is, I cook, we eat, we are polite. Unless you come in from the night with all your fright, we are still for you to bounce off better from. I am not on the run. I am a native son, the one I know best in the sun. Strength rubs off. I'm so happy. I could be as sad as I want to be. All music is singing, she said, and the great big nothing went away. Hello, 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 when greed has gone berserk. they are doing their devouring thing. I don't eat much and do a back exercising yoga that verges on the cure for the miraculous. It returns me to the ordinary day, and Tai Chi to toss off devils, and to run around with a happy-go-lucky dog into winter. All you need for happiness is a good bowl of soup and the freedom to sing. To sing I must clear. Trustworthy, I give you my word. My words are as good can be. You can't see through them, but you can deal with them. Within the confines of my own lack of strength is the power to sing your heart out in pleasurable things you mean. Seen is seeing. Seeing is to see. Dream big and dare to fail. You're not making art unless your purpose is art, which means you are surprised. Sincerity does not always equal the truth. But as I recall, this is the shape of doing something for someone else when they may never know it was done by you. Or such a one, your character cracks with a laugh to the benefit of yourself. You have to live with the rest of your life. Doing good without being a do-gooder builds your character and the world. The bit of the world in this tiny corner builds it better. Use butter in biscuititos and crushed anise. Cooking is sharing. Giving is given back. Giving is the giving back without the giving back. Radicals in nature oxygenate the systems. Thanks to the explosion of massive stars, we can breathe unclouded, unencumbered. That is, a breath of fresh air. Are you still around to remind yourself to do something? Some exercise, something to remind yourself what you are breathing? You need to be reminded to live, to be perceptive, to honor more your own presence in the knowing of what there is to see, hear, be on top of in thinking. Why not know all you can at any given time? Why not be breathing it in? The first breath in as a baby, the last breath out when you die. One clear breath in between those I love you truly times. They will not die as long as they are alive, alive and well.